Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to Shine with Andrea. I am your host, the Chief Shine Officer and Show Up Strategist. And it is Wednesday. It's still crazy that we are almost finished with May. Like we're already 5 months into the year, and it feels like we just rang the bell for 2026. I don't know if I'm the only person that feels that way. Maybe I am, but it's just kind of crazy to me. It feels like time is just going by so fast, so fast. Anyway, today we are on day 23 of Show Up and Shine, the 30-day devotional journal created by me, written by me, made pretty by me. Silence the noise, own your voice, and show up boldly for your God-given assignment. We read this book together as a community right here live for 30 days. And then I said, okay, I don't want to read it again because we're not information hoarders, right? And I said, we need to go ahead and implement what we've learned. And so that's what we've been doing. So today is day 22, life after the breakthrough. Day 23, excuse me. Day 23, life after the breakthrough. And our declaration is, I will live today as if the breakthrough has already happened. I will live today as if the breakthrough has already happened. And that takes faith. That definitely takes faith. A lot of people pray for breakthrough, but they never change their identity. Good morning, good morning. Who's here? Say good morning. Hey, Miss Roxanne. Hey, sweetheart. Glad that you are here. A lot of people pray for breakthrough, but never change their identity. So even when opportunities come, they shrink, they sabotage, they doubt themselves. I still do it every once in a while. Feel unworthy, not so much as before, because transformation is deeper than behavior. It's identity. We really have to know who we are. We have to know who we are in Christ, who He created us to be. And we have to believe it. That was one of the things we talked about during the 3-day consistency challenge, is that we have to know who we are. Then we have to believe who we are and what He put inside of us. And then we have to make the commitment to do something with it. And then we have to be consistent about it. And I think I made a pretty good argument on the first night of the challenge why community is the biggest solution to consistency. However, you have to be a part of that community. You can't just join the community. You have to show up in the community. You have to take advantage of what's in the community. You have to get to know the people in the community. And so every step, it takes you making a decision, you making a choice, and you acting on it, and then you committing to it, and not just committing to it one time, but every day. So what I realize that from my own experience is that people who are struggling with consistency, it's because they choose to struggle with consistency. And I don't say that like I'm looking down on someone or anything like that. I say it because I know I was there. And it's either you make the decision to do it or you don't. It's either you make the time for it or you don't. Because we make time for the things that we value. We make time for the things that mean something to us. And sometimes we put ourselves on the back burner. It just is what it is. We put ourselves on the back burner. We can't walk boldly into a future that our identity still feels unworthy of. And so when we don't choose us, a lot of times it's because we don't think that we are worthy of being chosen. But the fact of the matter is that God already chose you. He chose you. He said it in his word that he chose you. He thinks that you're worthy enough. He thinks that you are good enough. So if he chose you, then you need to choose yourself. Some of us are still living from our old labels. Good morning, Miss Donna Diallo. Good morning. Some of us are still living from our old labels. We are not enough, or we're too much, or we're overlooked or unqualified, even though God already called us chosen, worthy, beloved, capable. Good morning, Luana. The breakthrough is not just external, it's internal, right? And so, remember yesterday we talked about letting go of the old us. The day before we talked about renewing our mind. And today it's all about living like the breakthrough has already happened. But that means that takes sacrifice. That takes us making a choice, making a decision, and doing something with it. So I want you to ask yourself this question. If I truly believed God's promises about me, what would change in the way I show up today? Let me read it to you one more time. Good morning, Jay. If I truly believed God's promises about me, what would change in the way I show up today? Just think about that for 1 second. If you want to put something in the chat, you can, but you don't have to. This is really for you. And I asked this question during the 3-day challenge. If you truly believed God's promises about you, and not just believing who he made you to be, not just believing who he created you to be, but believing the promises that he made to you about your future, about who you are becoming, about who he sees in the future, and what your life looks like in the future. Sometimes it's really hard to see past your current circumstances. And I get that. I get that. I get it more than you can imagine. Sometimes it's really hard to see past what you see every day. Whether it's your home, your relationship, your business, your job, your own mess that we create for ourselves. You know. Good morning, Miss Rochelle. But if we truly believed God's promises about us, what would change in the way we show up? If I truly believed that I was finally going to get out of this house, I would be packing. I would be packing every single day. If I truly believed that my circumstances were going to change, I would be packing every day. I would be getting rid of stuff every day. I would be lightening my load if I truly believed it. But we hope, we pray and we hope. We don't pray and believe. So we have to stop waiting for confidence to magically arrive, because it's not going to. We have to start living like we already belong, like we already have value in us, like God already called us. That's when things change for us, is when we live that way. If we live like things have already changed. So today, we're going to make one decision from our healed identity instead of our fearful one. Okay? So we're going to make one decision from our healed identity. So today, since we are talking about living like the breakthrough has already happened, today we're going to do a couple of things. One, we're going to speak up boldly. Okay? Some of us, that doesn't come natural for us. We're going to speak up boldly. Two, we're going to apply for the opportunity. Whatever that opportunity is, you know what it is. You know what you've been holding back on. You know what you have been like, I don't know. I don't even know. I'm not even going to apply because I don't even think I'm going to get that job, or whatever it might be for you, right? You're going to raise your prices. Those of you out there that's been struggling with that, you're going to raise your prices because you're worth it, right? Stop dumbing things down for everyone else. You're worth it. The people who find value in you, they will pay your prices. Okay? You're going to show up confidently. Yeah. You're going to make that choice today. You're going to make one decision from your healed identity instead of your fearful one. You're going to stop apologizing for taking up space. You know, I don't do that as much as I used to, but I still find from time to time, I apologize for taking up space in a community, in a world where God created me, and he created this space to accommodate me. We belong here. We belong here. You belong in that room. You belong at that table. You belong on that call. You belong on that Zoom. Share your voice without shrinking. Good morning, Latera. Share your voice without shrinking. So today we're making one decision from our healed identity instead of our fearful one. And so when we do that, I want you to ask yourself, what would the healed, confident version of me do today? So what would the healed, confident version of you do today? If you can, go ahead and type that in the comment section. After everything I've said, what would the healed, confident version do today? One person, give me something. Give me somebody to pick on. Okay, Jay wrote them down for you. Speak up boldly, apply, raise your prices to reflect your worth, show up confidently, and share your voice without shrinking. Thank you, Jay. Those are examples of one of the decisions you can make from your healed identity instead of your fearful one. So, what would the healed, confident version of you do today? I just want one person. Just one. Y'all not gonna let me sit here and wait, right? Y'all gonna give me something. Thank you, Jay. That's the question today, y'all. What would the healed, confident version do today? Hi, Miss Jamie. She said, good morning. The healed, confident me would hit the live button, organize my office, and clean my bedroom. That's a lot to unpack there. And I don't say that like that's a lot, like, oh no. I say it because I feel it. I've been there. I know what that is, and it's more than just what people see on the surface. You know, I've been there. I know what that feels like. That's people look on the surface and they see a mess. It's more than a mess. That is mental, that's emotional, that's heart. That's a lot of stuff. And I get it. I get it. So we look at it and we think it's so easy. I could just organize my office. It's so easy. I could just clean my bedroom. But there's layers to that. There's so many layers to that. And a lot of that has to do with healing, with the healed versus the unhealed version of us as far as our identity is concerned. Because I know there was a time where my business was not booming. And it was a struggle. It was a struggle to make sales. So when your business is not booming and you're struggling to make sales and you're already struggling financially and you have all of the pressures, other pressures around you, and so you become a slave to your job and you don't feel very confident. So if you don't feel very confident, you don't feel very worthy. And it starts here. Then you look at all of it and you just say, you don't even have it in you. You don't even have it in you to organize, much less go live and smile. Oh, I get it. I get it. I get it. Ms. Donna says, set boundaries. Set boundaries without guilt. That's choosing you as well. That is showing up as if the breakthrough has already happened. Sequoia said, working on my biz. Rick said, not overthinking. Luana says, reflecting more confidence in myself if I believe who God says I am. Roxanne says, the healed, confident version of me would trust God fully, relax, and stop feeling overwhelmed. And this is exactly what I'm getting at, is that we are struggling with so much, we're going through so much, and it's so much easier to just put ourselves on the back burner. And it's easier to just take care of other people. It's easier to just make things happen for other people. It's easier to just show up for other people. It's easier to just support other people because they got their stuff together and all we got to do is run with it. But with us, there's so much to unpack. I got to believe what he says about me. I got to believe that I'm worthy. I got to believe that I'm chosen. How do I believe all that stuff when all I can see is a whole mess? A mess I created. A mess I helped create. A mess that I know exactly how I got here. How do I commit to that? How do I commit to that? How do I commit to showing up every day? How do I commit to consistency after all of that? So what is it? Do we make a decision from our healed identity instead of our fearful one and speak up boldly, apply for the opportunity, raise our prices, show up confidently, stop apologizing for taking space, sharing our voice without shrinking? Or is it just easier to continue thinking, because this is what we see, we haven't made the decision to change. We haven't made the decision to believe. And if we can't make the decision, no amount of community is going to help us to get out of this rut. We got to choose to get out of the rut. So what do? We just go ahead and do the easy thing. It just continue shrinking, continue with the self-sabotage. It's never going to change. Continue doubting ourselves, continue feeling unworthy. But we cannot walk boldly in our future identity. We cannot walk boldly in a future our identity still feels unworthy of. Okay? So we answered the question, if I truly believed God's promises about me, what would change in the way I show up today? And you answered a lot of that. A lot of you answered that, right? Today, and we answered one decision from we made one decision on from our healed identity instead of our future one. Was that the question? Let me go back. Oh, sorry. That we went past that. What would the healed, confident version of me do today? That's where we were in my list of bullet points. What would the healed, confident version of me do today? So a lot of you answered that question. Thank you for being vulnerable and answering that question. I have one thing to say to you about it. 3 words. 3 words. And I have to join you in this. Hey, Tara. Good morning, sweetheart. I sent you a text. I don't know if you got it, but I'm just telling you so you can check. Then do that. So everybody that wrote down what their healed, confident version of them would do, then do that. Do that. Today, make the decision to just do it. Don't worry about doing it every single day. Don't worry about making the choice every single day. Don't worry about making the choice and believing it and doing it every single day for the next 10 days or the next 30 days. Don't worry about all of that. Can we just get through today? Can we just make the decision today? Can we say together that today I'm going to live like the breakthrough already happened? Today. Today I'm going to pop my collars. I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow, but today I'm going to pop my collars. Today I'm going to do exactly what I said I would. Today. Roxanne said the healed, confident version of me is going to trust God fully, relax, and I am not feeling overwhelmed today. Today, I'm going to make a conscious decision. Today, I'm going to be intentional about living from the healed version of me versus the fearful version of me. Ms. Luana says, today, I'm going to reflect more confidence in myself and believe I am who God says I am. I'm going to do that today. Ms. Donna Diallo says, I am going to set boundaries without guilt today. Today, when the opportunity presents itself, I am going to set boundaries without guilt. And you know what? It's going to be a little bit easier because I got permission from Andrea. Not that you needed it, but I got permission today. So I'm going to do that today. Sequoia is going to work on her business today. Rick, he is not overthinking today. Today, he is making the decision to not overthink today. Tomorrow, we'll think about that when it comes. But today, that's what Rick is going to do. Miss Jamie is going, the healed, confident Jamie is going to hit the live button today. I'm going to be there. Just let me know what time. Put the time so we can all come and be there. Today, I'm going to hit the heal button. Get that? Today, I'm going to choose to hit the healed button. Today, Miss Jamie is going to go live today. If she's at home, she's going to make the decision to organize her office. Today, she's going to clean her bedroom. Maybe she's not going to pick everything up. But today, maybe she'll just make the bed. Or today, maybe she'll just pick up those 3 shirts and hang them up or put them in the drawer, fold them and put them in the drawer. She's not going to clean the whole room. But today, we're going to do that. So Ms. Donna says, starting today, I will show up for myself and believe I am who God says I am. Amen. Jamila says, today I'm going to live like the breakthrough already happened. Amen. And you know what that is. And I believe you. I believe you're going to do that today. Luana says, today I am not second guessing myself. And that's final. Your life shifts when your identity stops arguing with what God already says. What he already said. Your life shifts when your identity stops arguing with what God already said about you. That's when our life shifts. That's when things change for us. That's when the shift happens. So if our life is going to shift when our identity stops arguing with what God already said, then doing it today, doing that thing, that is going to jumpstart. That is going to jumpstart progress. Okay? So let me bring this home for you. Confidence built on performance fades. Okay? So if you're doing it today and you're going to televise it, and you're going to tell everybody, and you're making this declaration to everybody, this is what I'm going to do, this is what I learned, and this is what I'm going to do, but you're not really thinking about it and saying, okay, today I'm doing this today. I'm doing it because I want to continue making this decision in the future. I don't want this to be the last time. I know how I feel right now. I know how I feel. I am choosing to work from a place of identity. I'm of a healed identity. I'm going to start today. I'm going to make the decision to start today. Confidence built on identity remains when we remind ourselves of who we are, when we stop arguing with God with our actions, when we start acting like my situation is going to change. So let me prepare myself for it. Let me prepare myself for it. Let me prepare myself for it. How do I prepare myself for what's to come? Well, one of my biggest things is I want to move into my own home. My own home. So what do I have to do to get there? I have to start getting rid of stuff that I know that no longer serves me. And I have to start packing, so when the opportunity presents itself, then I don't have to start figuring out, oh, no, I already got 10 boxes packed. A lot of this stuff I'm not using anyway, so why not? Okay, so because now we're showing up, we don't want to show up trying to prove ourselves. We want to show up knowing who we are. All right, so drop the word breakthrough in the comments if you're choosing to show up from your healed identity today. Today, drop the word breakthrough in the comments if you're choosing to show up from your healed identity. If you're just tuning in, then I hope that you go back and watch this from the beginning, because today's topic is life after the breakthrough. And This blessed me today. This blessed me today. I see all the breakthroughs. We're going to live like it already happened. See, we've just been on the little gerbil thing, and we just been going in circles. Life's been lifing, and everything is being thrown at us, and we're just trying to survive. We're just trying to get through. We're just trying to get over. We're just trying to go and make the next step and take care of this and make sure that the roof doesn't fall in and make sure that we got food on the table for the kids and make sure that the car doesn't break down and make sure we got gas in the car. And we're trying to get the kids to school. We're trying to make sure that they get to their dentist appointment. There's so much stuff being thrown at us. You know, we're trying to work this business so that we can pay our rent. We're trying to get a new job because this one is not paying us half as much as we should be paid. We're trying to get new clients. And it's like, we are just hustling. But do we stop? When do we stop? When do we stop? When do we stop? And let God be God. When do we stop? When do we get off the ride? And just let God be God. Just trust him to do what he said he was going to do. When do we trust him in what he said about us? When do we trust him in who he designed us to be? When do we just say enough is enough? Man, God, I'm not doing this anymore without you. When do we stop ignoring him? Like, we know he's there when we have a need. And we're like, God, please just do this one for me, please. Just get me through this. Get me out of this. And God is saying, I want to partner with you. I want to partner with you. I want to hold your hand. And I want to walk side by side with you. I want you to leave the old you behind. I want you to truly renew your mind. I want you to live like the breakthrough already happened because I'm here with you. I want us to do this together. Let me help you tidy up your room. Let me give you the strength to create boundaries. Because when I give you the strength to create the boundaries, then you don't have to have any guilt about it. Today I'm going to stop arguing with God. I'm going to stop arguing with what God already said about me. Let me drop breakthrough in the chat. This is for me. I love you guys. I love you. Listen, we have a beautiful community, the Shine Academy. Y'all want to see the piece of artwork that I worked on yesterday that really helped me, my mind space yesterday, my heart space yesterday? Because sometimes I just need to create. And I created something yesterday. If you want to see it, type the word crest. Because I created a crest, a school crest. I don't know if this is what it will always be, but I created this yesterday, and I'm proud of it. and it means a lot to me. At some point I will share it, but if you want to see it, just type the word crest. Yesterday I made the decision to do something that my heart really needed. I see you, Miss Jamie. I see you, Lawana. I see you, Jay, with your eyes. I see you, Rick. So let me show you something first. So now what I'm about to show you, these pictures, I didn't see these pictures before. I didn't look at anything before. So what I created was it just came out of me, okay? But today I went looking, and so there's some things that I found. So like this is a crest for Ron Clark Academy. This is something that you could actually like purchase from their website. I think probably one of the students did it. All right, so that's a crest, right? Here is another crest. All right, this is just examples of crests. So, you guys know what a crest is. I'm just showing you, sometimes I got to look at stuff for myself. So this is somebody on Etsy that makes crests, right? So these are the, I would say the more traditional type crests, right? More traditional, right? These are the more traditional type crests, right? So I was looking at that this morning, but when I create, it comes from deep within. And you might look at this and go, oh, okay. And that's fine. That is completely fine. But when I look at it, it brings me so much joy. The first thing that you'll probably say, because 3 people that I shared it with, 3 people that I love, 3 people that know me, the first thing that came out of their mouth was, it is so Andrea. And if I didn't know them well enough, I wouldn't know how to take that. But I know them. And they know me. And so this is what I created for Shine Academy. If you want to be a part of Shine Academy, all you have to do is go to shinewithandrea.com/Shine Academy. If you want to be a part of this community, if you want to be in a place where you can learn and grow, if you want to be in a place where you get a lot of resources to help you on your journey, and if you want to have all of this, I don't know if you could even, let me see, hold on. I don't know if you could really, really see it, but that gives you an idea. I will be sharing it soon. Plus, it's backwards. It's backwards for you. You know what? I think I can mirror it. Hold on. I think I can mirror this. Hold on. Yes, I can mirror it for you. Okay, there we go. There we go. That's the best I could do with us being here. So that black and white in the back is the print of composition. Remember the composition notebooks? Yeah. And so all of the words that are on here, visibility, consistency, show up and shine, branding, faith, confidence, authenticity. So this is, look, see, Rick said, oh, that's definitely you. See what I mean? And then he said, awesome. Thank you, Miss Jamie. Thank you. So yeah, so this is the Shine Academy. That's the Shine Academy school crest, the SKOOL crest. So I just shared it with you guys. Nobody else has seen it other than the 3 people I shared it with, and they know who they are. I love it. I love it. I'm proud of it. It makes me happy. It makes me happy. I love you guys. God bless you. I hope that you decide to become a part of the community. Again, just type into your browser shinewithandrea.com and then /Shine Academy, and become part of a growing community. All right, that'll help you to it'll help you walking together with other people, being encouraged by other people, being held accountable by other people's actions that are moving in the right direction. And Sequoia said it's so creative. Thank you, Sequoia. Thank you. Thank you. I'm proud of it. I'm proud of it. Like I said, it might not be much to other people, but I'm proud of it. I love it, and it brings me joy. It brings me joy. And you know what? At least I did it. I started. Maybe it'll evolve from here, but at least I got something to work with. At least I gave God something to work with, right? All right, y'all. I will see you tomorrow, God willing. Remember, you were born on purpose, for a purpose. Do something to make God smile. All right? Love you guys. Bye.